the next James Bond.
Aaron Taylor-Johnson.
At the F1, and you went, oh, hey, mate, which side of the camera are you on?
You're going to have to tell the story better than that. I was saying that I'd spread my butt for 50 quid. That's a joke. And he's looking down at the floor and he can see your little feet and he's like... And then he opens up the conversation about WikiFeet. Is that what's happening?
No, even worse than that.
Who's that furry little friend you've got there?
My anxiety dog.
Is he?
Can we get them,
passports.
Passports, so we can travel with them? And also, if you get a special anxiety registration doc, I think you can...
Actually fly with them?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
We're not flying, what, with 2 dogs and a baby?
Leo's not a baby anymore.
He will always be my baby.
I know. How are you feeling?
Good.
We've got over the hump.
Of?
Blue Monday. The most depressing day of the year.
Yeah. Did it wallop you?
No, I actually feel okay.
Great.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling quite excited.
Woohoo! Tell us why.
But it is really grim outside.
You've got different makeup on today. You look great.
Really?
Yeah. What's going on?
Like, what do you mean?
You've got different makeup.
Okay,
on.
talk me through my makeup.
This is different. You got some different shades going on there.
I've used Holly's lip liner.
You're quite brown as well. I feel like a paste. I need to get to the desert quick and tan up. You look bronzed over there.
What else is different about my face?
Very nice outfit. Very nice hair.
I thought I looked like Friar Tuck today.
Friar Tuck? Friar Tuck does not look like that. Do you remember what he looked like?
He's a monk, isn't he?
Yeah, big fat monk with like little big satellite dish actually. The Friar Tuck. What a film.
No, because of the outfit with the sleeves
yeah,
and I'm in like a brown robe.
Yeah.
Just missing my rope belt.
What a film.
From my wedding dress.
From your wedding dress. Toto wants out already. He's like, get me out of this spot.
I think he just peed on me.
Oh.
He just wiped his bum on me a bit. Oh dear.
How's your aura ring going?
You're just filling up everything I'm wearing. It's good. I am sweating so much. Do you know what's crazy about this little ring thing? Right, I try not to become too obsessive about things because I have had health obsessions in the past. And I thought that this would be manageable because it just tracks your sleep. And that's fine. And I'm actually not obsessed with it. But what I've noticed, even though I basically had a chunk of time off to kind of like rest and recover before going full speed into this year, is that I've not done anything, but I've been racking up 20,000 steps a day.
In the house?
In the house. So I basically haven't really left the house that much over the last few weeks. And yeah, I'm
You're a professional fidgeter though. You come from a line of professional fidgeters. There's movement in your face, in every limb, at all times. You're a very animated little character, just like your dad, just like your brother.
I hate that.
When I
watch this back, I have really twitchy eyebrows.
No, it's not a bad thing. Also, when you go up the stairs in the house, you don't just like, most people like amble up the stairs. Like I'm like, oh gosh, you sprint up and down the stairs all day long, literally.
I've got so much energy, even though I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how to get out.
I don't think I've ever seen you walk up those steps. It's always a sprint and always a mini little celebration at the top. It's mad.
So uncool.
Well, arguably not. 20,000 steps at home is... Hats off to you.
So I've got short legs, so I just have to do more steps to get further, to get the same distance as you.
You start getting up earlier this month as well, I've noticed.
Yeah. Can we talk about the twitching thing for a second, just before we move on? So I was thinking the other day about how it's really good that I don't have that actual tick anymore.
The nose.
My nose twitch.
The nostril flare.
Yeah, which was like a proper anxious tick. And when it happened, we tried to make light of it.
Didn't help.
Then we did a bit of digging into it.
Wait. We're talking about twitches and my right eye is twitching right now. That's weird, isn't it? My right eyelid is twitching.
Really?
And now it's watering. This is a weird experience. Keep going.
I'm actually a witch.
Yeah. The hell?
We could talk about that though. Let's talk about witchiness afterwards. When we were going through that whole like twitch and tick episode.
When you say we, you mean you?
Well, it was just me, but then I felt like you were involved because we lived together and you're my partner.
I didn't have a sympathetic twitch going on.
No.
I was fascinated by how much you were moving your nose all day.
No, I know, but as in I had to communicate with you about it because I was actually quite distressed about it and upset. And then we realized that everyone in my family does have them. And then you basically did impressions of everybody in my family that has a twitch. And I'd like you to do that now.
Your brother's is more of a, like he does that all the time. If he's reading a newspaper, he'll do this weird little breathe out of the nostrils with like that. That's what he does.
Yeah,
Your
he
mum's
does.
very
He
much
goes
like
this,
around the
also
mouth.
he hates anyone touching his neck. When he'd sleep, he'd always have to be like this.
Your mum's like this. So like if she's listening to you, she's so desperate to speak. Her mouth is moving but not opening. She's like, I'm like, and your dad, full face going on. He's like, full face all the time. But I find it so funny. He is like a little Disney character. He could be like a little mole under the ground. He's so cute and funny. He's a bit like Friar Tuck, actually, isn't he?
My dad's Friar Tuck.
Yeah, your dad's Friar
and
Tuck.
I'm Friar Tuck's daughter. I think it's really nice that we can.
You need to watch. No, actually, you need to watch your dad next time he comes over.
So
because I watch it, I observe your dad, not in like a rude way, but I find him so entertaining.
We'll get him on the pod one
my
week.
God. It's no wonder Sam's like a natural entertainer. The apple is not falling far from that tree. It starts with your dad. You should be on TV.
Both of my parents are weird. Like they're both twitchies. What hope did we have?
You know the TV show Carl Pilkington, The Moaning of Life? Your dad could do like a much better version of that. Let's just do that. Let's speak to it. Let's get this produced, man.
Oh, it would be so good.
Bit like Jack Whitehall's dad as well. Me and your dad will go travelling around the globe and make some stuff.
Yeah, because actually you would be a funnier pairing than my dad and my brother because they're too similar. They're both odd.
You're getting a little bit of a perfume rush going on there. What's going on? So I got a twitching eye and you've got a red neck. What the fuck is going on here?
I think we're both really nervous.
I'm not nervous, mate.
I am. I'm sweating so much. I'm really clammy. Oh, that's not nice. Blow on it. Oh, that's actually quite good. It's really cute. You know what you do when Leo is...
With the pseudo-creme.
Yeah. Is it when he's distressed or when he's got a bit of a rash or when he's sore, you'll blow on him and just go...
Yeah.
And cool him down. And I love watching you do that.
That's because he had chub rub the other day, didn't he? On the
Oh, yeah. It was quite funny. Actually, that was a bit weird to watch because you were blowing his groin.
Yeah, but Big Daddy gets the same chub rub. So I'm like, I know how you feel.
And that's what we were talking about because you're going to get chub rub when you do the Marathon des Sables and don't expect me to
I won't.
get down there with you with no clothes on and start blowing cold air around your large loins.
That'd be something to look forward to, but I got it covered. Also, you just saw me unbox a tub of petroleum jelly Vaseline.
What's that for?
My nipples.
You're going to be slippery like a dolphin.
Well, I'd rather be, yeah. I don't want to be like all sandy and crusty and sunburnt. I need to be lubed up, head to toe. I'm going to get it so wrong on this whole race thing. I've got about 58 blister plasters already packed.
The other day I saw you came upstairs, and this, we should actually talk a little bit about icks. But you had weird toe separators.
Yeah, I got them on now. No, I don't. I had them on all day yesterday.
Like big plastic chunks between your big toe and your second toe.
Silicon.
Not like the nail, you know, when you have a manicure or a pedicure and you get actual toe dividers.
Not too dissimilar.
But yours is just like one chunky one between two toes.
Yeah, my big toe and the other ones, yeah.
Do you have a toe where your second toe is longer than your big toe?
No, I find that friggin' weird, man.
What's that called? A Roman toe?
You
You're descended from the Romans if you've got
sure
a
you want your
longer
foot out
second
like
toe.
that? That's going to attract a different kind of audience.
Have we spoken about the foot fetish situation on the podcast before?
Well, you sure you want to announce that shit?
I think I should.
Let's make some money. Let's go.
Yeah. Basically, I don't think I've got particularly nice feet. They're just feet. I've actually got quite a big scar on that foot because I dropped some cooking oil on it once. But I didn't realise that apparently I've got nice feet.
Yeah, well.
And there are pictures of my feet all over the internet.
Your nails look lovely.
And thank you. Well, you're kind of leaning
drawing attention to the feet. Yeah. I should stop that.
So there's something called WikiFeet. And you can go on there and there are people, famous people, with loads of pictures of their feet and people rate them. And there are loads of pictures of my feet on there. And I won't realise that I might be Instagramming, maybe doing an Insta story, like a bowl of porridge or something really innocent, some food.
Someone's looking at your feet, aren't they?
And people are screenshotting pictures and I've not got shoes on.
Mate, let's start making some money off your fucking tarmac slappers.
No, okay, so then this gets tarmac slappers.
Yeah.
Okay, so then this gets even weirder. I actually, this morning, I was just sitting here because it is weird that I've got my feet out and I thought, oh God, I hope I haven't got hairy toes. Because that would be an ick.
That's gross.
Isn't that gross?
I'd send you straight upstairs if you had it. If that toe was looking at me with some angry hairs on there, you'd be out.
How satisfying though to strip wax it.
Oh, is that what you do? Strip wax it?
Anyway, I was sat next to someone at this dinner. It was actually probably around a year ago now. It was around the kind of festive period. And this guy was like, oh, I think that they have an OnlyFans for feet. And we didn't discuss the foot thing. So there's no reason.
He had an OnlyFans.
He mentioned.
He had one.
Out of nowhere.
Needs to clarify. He had one.
No, not with his feet. But he said, oh, I can't remember how he got into it, but he alluded to the fact that I needed to get on this OnlyFans for feet side.
Sorry.
And so I was a bit like, how do you even know that people are into my feet? He clearly knows. He's clearly part of the foot fetish community. And he clearly, he clearly knew that I was a person that had feet.
You're sat next to this guy at dinner and he's like, you know, looking at his plate and he's looking down at the floor and he can see your little feet and he's like... And then he opens up the conversation about WikiFeet. Is that what's happening?
No, even worse than that.
Can you imagine?
Even worse than that. He didn't see my feet. He already knew just from looking at my face. He knew who I was because of my feet.
Oh.
And I don't know whether then he was looking at the feet as well. I think I was wearing boots.
No.
And I was a bit like, God, that's weird, because how would he know that this whole foot thing even exists? And I said, okay, well, that's actually not a bad idea. Can I just post photos of my feet then? And he was like, no, people need to know that they're your foot, that they're your feet.
Oh, mate, do you know what?
You've got to have your face attached to the feet as well.
I'm so not one for posting inappropriate stuff, but when it comes to feet, mate, let's line it up. I'll take the photos for you. Let's make some money. Let's do it.
You're literally, I've never seen you so animated. You're like jiving in your chair.
Your feet are so innocent and just feet. If someone wants to pay bucks to look at them, mate, I will manage the account.
Ryan, people aren't just looking at them.
What do you mean? I see what you mean, yeah. But, mate, I've had it. Mate.
You're quite, protective over me and quite prudish, so I'm quite surprised that this is...
We're talking about your feet.
Your mentality.
I could take a picture of this frame now, and it'd be like a slither of your face. Most of it is like your body and your feet. If someone's paying money for that, mate,
This is because you've just got this new motorbike and everything now is like a sales transaction or a way to make money. You're monetizing me.
No, I'm not monetizing you.
But you actually have joked before about getting onto OnlyFans.
That was a joke. I was saying that I'd spread my butt for 50 quid. That was a joke.
Ryan's got a really... Right? Yeah, you're not joking there.
I am joking.
Wait, 50 quid?
Wait, I'm not...
Come on. Ryan's got quite a... You've got... Is this appropriate? Can I say this?
Are you about to say something about my butt?
You've got quite a big... No.
You got quite a big butt.
Ew.
What are you about to say?
Because we could go real awful here.
Where are you going?
Stop that. No, I was going to say you've got quite a big gay following.
Oh, yeah. Oh, mate, I could make money on this.
That's the attitude I've seen before, where you're like, yeah, I could make money from this.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I'm going to, but I'm fully aware that if I did an OnlyFans page, it wouldn't be women, it'd be men.
Okay. Have you got a he said or a she said this week?
Yeah, so she said there's something very sexy about me in an ice tub.
I did not say that.
You did? Okay, I'll rephrase it. You said there's something very masculine about being in a... No, what was it you said? I got out of the ice tub and came upstairs and I was like, did you see that? And you were basically like, did I see that? And I was like, what do you mean? And you were like, there's something very sexual and masculine about what just happened. And I'm like, this is awesome. Should I do it every day? Which I am doing it every day now, by the way. And that's why I'm like, Luby, when I'm in the tub, I'm like, where is she?
I'm so caught off guard here because I think we might have slightly misinterpreted the same conversation.
What do you mean?
We could talk about ice baths and the pros of using an ice bath. Yeah, you've actually got one of those big ones now outside the front light well, which is cool.
You're literally shying away from this one, aren't you?
No, did I say that? Yeah.
I think you find something attractive about people suffering and putting themselves through it a little bit. Because when I did the marathon last time, you were like, oh, actually, you were quite into the whole like physical exertion, challenging your body type stuff. You found that a little bit hot, don't you? Just say
It's
it.
just so funny because I feel like I'm such like a lame asexual person, but so going into what I find hot is quite an amusing thing. But you are right, like you have nailed it, because I do like seeing you
Suffer.
no, that sounds
Sadistic.
wrong. I like
right.
seeing you overcome challenging things. And also, yeah, you're quite like shouty when you're in there, and I'm like inhaling that energy off of you. You feel really alive.
Basically, you like masculine energy, but you don't let me be that masculine most of the time.
Yeah, you're right.
How about you let me be a man then? How about you let me walk around this house in a butt flap and scream myself in and out of a cold tub and, I don't know, just do manly stuff.
Do you remember when we had that when I was working with Caroline, my life coach, right at the beginning, and we did speak about that whole spectrum of masculine versus feminine traits, and obviously there's a spectrum and people fit somewhere within that spectrum, and I don't think it's as black and white as just saying like you're a man so you have masculine traits and you're a woman and you have feminine traits at all, obviously. But I guess in a partnership there isn't always space for both people to hold a lot of masculine energy. And I feel as though sometimes I can be quite masculine in the way that I not present myself sort of from a physical perspective, but my characteristics can be. And so I tried, and it was almost like a bit of an experiment for a few weeks, working on being a little, like leaning more into my femininity and letting you take the lead on a lot more stuff. And it actually worked really well for our relationship, didn't it?
Yeah, did it? I can remember that this was something that you were going through with your therapist, yeah. I don't remember how it impacted our relationship too much, but I think
you found me more attractive when I let you...
Yeah. You are... Is masculine the right word? You're not masculine. You're obviously not masculine, but you're quite strong-willed and bolshy. Is bolshy the word?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Which I think is great in some ways. But I also think that you could let me let my energy flow a bit better.
Yeah, I think I should also just let you be in charge of a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
And have more responsibility.
That'd be great. Thanks. Start from right now.
Let's start from right now.
Yeah.
I sort of panicked before we went into this and messaged a good friend of ours called Sophie, who we bumped into at nursery drop-off this morning, and said, what should we talk about? And she said, you should talk about relationship resolution. So like, obviously we're at the beginning of 2025, and are there any things that you guys want to commit to that might make your relationship better this year?
Nice. Well,
and actually you've led me really nicely into that.
Yeah, wow.
So I need to let you be less bossy and let you have more control over things. And I think actually as a starting point, you know, with this whole country house project of ours, I'm loving the fact that you're taking the reins with it and you're taking all of these viewings. And that feels really nice. It feels like more of a partnership.
Feels nice for you, or?
Yeah, it feels nice. Does it feel good for you?
Yes, because you're now giving me the space to do my thing. And then because you're such a powerful character, I'm the one that is submissive in some ways. And by the way, you will often view that as like not like, oh, he's a pussy, but like you'll be like, wish he was more manly. And I'm like, I am, but I'm actually trying to do the respectful thing by just giving you the reins. Inside, I'm like, move the fuck out the way. Yeah, but I can't say that.
I think you can now because it's a resolution of ours.
We'll lock you in on that. See how we'll check back on this actually on a weekly basis. I wrote you a letter after Christmas, or a card. Remember? And I told you what I was going to do this year. Try to do. You don't remember? Awesome.
No, I do.
I told you that I was going to aim to love you and respect you much more than I ever have. And I think respect. I think respect is such an important thing in a relationship. And it's not that I lost respect for you, but I probably wasn't showing it enough. So this year, one of the things that I would write down as a sort of relationship resolution would be to make sure that I'm showing respect at all times to you. Because that really directly influences the whole like mirroring concept. So, you know what I mean? So if I show you respect, you're going to reflect it straight back.
And that's an instant retaliation.
But if I show you disrespect, you being you, or it's probably the same for anyone, you'll give it right back to me. And then it's just, we need to work hard with the respect thing to foster like a really healthy relationship, because it impacts how we talk to each other, how we just communicate in general.
I think you're so right. And actually receiving a card like that, when I opened it, I was like, so warm inside, because that's exactly what I would want to. And I think a large part of it comes from the way that we speak to one another. And we did make some commitments at the beginning of this year that we were going to try and swear a lot less, which sounds like a silly small thing, but it does make a big difference. And also never raise our voice, because the moment you raise your voice or you kind of get into that shouting territory, it immediately turns into an argument, even if you're not actually having an argument.
If our relationship's peaceful, like the energy in the whole house is peaceful. We were all over the place in December. The house was swamped with not just physical stuff, but the energy was just so volatile.
I was speaking to someone about this the other day. It was actually your really good friend Jack who came to the house, and he was saying, "How's Ryan? He seems good." And I was like, "He is good. I think he's in a really good spot, and you're really happy at the moment." And I think I am too. And I think that whenever there's, and not to kind of always drag it back to this sort of hospital and illness thing, but whenever there's been a period of illness, our relationship sort of has like, there's a slight lag period, and our relationship suffers about a month later, but we kind of like muddle through, and we don't necessarily respect each other, and we're not necessarily that kind to each other. And then something might happen that kind of like changes that. I mean, in this instance, obviously, like going into a new year, we've kind of had, I think, you know what, actually, we just took a break. Like we took a break from life, and that was really important. Just to take some time for ourselves and have a couple of weeks off, to sit together and to write down some stuff. Like we did actually write down, it sounds like we're at school, you know, it's such like an exercise, isn't it? But we did actually write down together like what we wanted from this year, and what we didn't want, and what we wanted to get rid of. And it was an opportunity for us to kind of apologize for anything that we'd done to hurt one another over the previous months, and to then look forward and think about how we wanted to live the rest of our life together. But when you're, you know, on the kind of work hamster wheel and everything picks up and
that's where you need to not make the same mistakes. It's
impossible to do. And I think that that's where, but also we made the decision that every quarter we were going to have a break, whether it's like a week-long break, maybe, just to kind of fix up our life again.
Well,
to tidy, like we did. There was obviously this sort of metaphorical but also physical act of like tidying up our life. Like we tidied our whole house together. That felt really cathartic, but we also tidied our heads and also our relationship at the same time.
Yeah, but it's more than just tidying the house. It's like getting back to a place of living how you want to live. Like when we're both in the thick of work stuff and life is chaotic and the house is just swamped with stuff, like even talking about it makes me feel uptight, because it's like, that's just not how I want to live. Like, I appreciate there's ebbs and flows and there's going to be busy, chaotic periods in everyone's life, but because we not only live in this house, but we're also like recording podcasts and we're shooting content and we've got like people in and out, and that's a lot. So to like get the house back to a place of like feeling like there's space, we've got a sofa, we've got art on the wall. It's like, okay, good. We're taking care of our things a lot better. That is like therapy for me. That's like washing the car, cutting the grass. It's important. And I think that's what you're getting at. It's like every quarter we'll step away, we'll do like a massive clean up, we'll do charity drop-offs. We've done loads in the past few weeks. And that's good, because it's more in alignment with your values and how you want to live. And yeah, it's important that we continue to do that.
Yeah, we have to make time for us as well.
Yeah, well, that's why we're doing this every Friday. We'll work remotely because we can.
So we now record the podcast on a Wednesday. And that used to be our Wednesday morning day date window where we'd cycle. We'd always cycle with our son Leo, take him to nursery early, and then we'd go for a nice little breakfast catch up before starting work for the day. And now this has sort of chipped into that. So we're going to do Fridays, and Friday's going to be our thing. And we're going to try and find somewhere nice to work remotely together that we can explore.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
That's cool. I'm so up for that. Hopefully, we'll be able to maintain it.
Yeah, but I'm really, really excited about that.
Same. That's a good relationship resolution.
What other ones have we got?
You're going to let me
I think
be a
like
man?
really basic things. So like no swearing, no shouting.
I mean, yeah.
Also, there are a few small, and these are like pathetic things, so aren't important for the foundations of a relationship. But
I bet they are. Whatever you're about to say, I bet they are, because I focus on the small stuff like you wouldn't believe.
So what's the thing that I find really annoying that you do every
My protein
single
shaker
day?
in the sink.
Every day.
Is that what you were going to say?
Every day.
Is that what you were going to say?
But like,
Is that what
I've
you were gonna
asked
say?
you so many times, and I'm not strong enough to take this lid off because it's so wedged on, this lid. And I'm strong, like I could open every jam jar, but like this lid, and you leave it in the sink, and everything else looks nice. And I'm like, I can't even put that in the dishwasher because I can't take the lid off, and it's always in there.
How about you let me just have that one thing?
And what was the other
that I
thing?
want to go back to throughout the day. What was the other thing? We're not getting into icks. Is that what we're doing? I thought we were like,
because if we we are constructive. But if we clear this up, if we clear up all of the low-hanging fruit, those are the easy bits to change, aren't they? Then instant elevated relationship.
What is it then?
Well, you are just like, you do all the typical man stuff, which is not really. I don't think that you are. I don't put you in the category of like annoying teenage boy. But you do always leave your boxers and socks on the floor. Like, why do you do that? It's so weird. You do it on purpose.
Do you know what I'm laughing at? I'm
Every
laughing that I've reached the stage of life where I now, every night, take my boxers off and use my foot to flick my cacks, and it lands on your face every time. And I stole it from my dad. I've reached that stage.
You told me this,
yeah.
and I was like, why have you done that? That's really weird.
And you said that makes it sound weird that I've watched my dad. I haven't watched my dad do that.
I can't imagine your dad do that to poor Linda. Like,
Yeah.
what, is she lying in bed?
He'll like come out of the shower or whatever, and he's got his towel on, obviously, and he'll just like fling his boxers, and it will land on her head every time, and it gets a laugh pretty much every time. So I like adopted that. I cherry picked it. I was like, I'm gonna steal that, and now it's just floating every day.
I'm gonna mention that to them next time I see them.
I would actually love to know if any of our listeners have that in their relationship, because I reckon it's one of those just weird things that people might do.
Okay, well, maybe you could put them in the laundry bin afterwards.
Yeah, give some credit where it's due, mate. I'm a domestic queen over here.
Let's do a little audience submission.
All right, Jeremy Clarkson.
Wait, why Jeremy Clarkson?
Just like ask the audience, that just reminded me of.
You love Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You're such an old man. Wait, can we talk about our favourite game? New game. Let's talk about it in the next episode.
Well, no. What's our new favourite game?
The game where we listen to an album in the car.
It's not a game.
No, not an album. Yeah, it is. Look, and I love how I'm claiming this. Ryan basically is.
Yeah, because I'm a top dude.
Well, let me give you a compliment. Ryan comes up with an idea and I steal it.
Yes.
Or music.
Yes.
Whenever I share my music recs,
everything that's cool and creative you've taken from me. Go on.
When we were in the car on the way back, this is why we should hang out more.
Yes.
You put on an album which was all the James Bond theme tunes, and we had to guess which movie they were from. It made me remember of the fact that you went up to the guy who's pitted as the next James Bond. I can't remember his name.
Oh my God, Aaron.
The actor.
Johnson.
And you said, when you were in Vegas.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
At the F1, and you went, oh, hey mate, which side of the camera are you on?
You're going to have to tell the story better than that. I was in a hotel lobby at the coffee bar. It's in the Four Seasons in Vegas. It's very nice. I'm sat there. Will, who I'm traveling with, has gone upstairs to get his camera. And there's a dude ordering a coffee. he looks at me, I look at him. He comes over and because I'm about to go for a run, so I'm in sports kit. And he says, "Do you know where there's a good gym?" I said, "Well, there's one in the hotel. It's okay." And he's like, "No, I want like a proper like weights gym." I'm like, "Oh, all right, big dick." And I was like, I'm not sure, but if you find one, let me know because we're here for a few days as well. And then we kind of like were sipping our coffees, and I was like, "He seems quite cool. He's probably the similar age like me." I was like, "Where are you from?" And he's like, "I'm between LA and London." I was like, jealous already, but go on. And then he was like, "What are you here for?" And I said, "I was there with Aston Martin for the F1. He was like, "Oh yeah, same. I'm here for the F1. I was like, "All right, cool." Then I was like trying to sniff out what sort of ticket he had. He was like, and then Will came down with his camera, and I was like, and so Aaron asks, I introduced Aaron to Will. Will has no idea who he is either at this point. So we just think we're talking to a friendly dude in Vegas. He asked me a question, what I'm about to shoot. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to shoot a campaign for a headphone brand. I ask him, I'm like, how come you're out here? And he was like, oh, I'm shooting for a movie. And I was like, oh, sweet. What side of the camera are you on? Thinking like, are you the Will in this situation? Are you doing like, or are you like the Ryan? Fucking idiots. It's Aaron Taylor Johnson, the next 007 apparently. And I see him later that night at the F1. Of course, he's got like the top tier ticket. And I'm like, fuck's sake. I was like, I'm sorry, I had no idea. And he's like, don't worry, it was just a nice conversation. And now I've tried to reach out to him on Instagram to be like, dude, I'm sorry, but let's be mates. No response.
You didn't need to add that.
No.
That last bit.
He's a nice guy, but yeah. Anyway, if you're watching, Aaron, let's be mates. He said, I'm not ready to move in just yet.
That's it.
Well, that's the
Punchline.
yeah. He said, I'm not ready to move in just yet. It was his suggestion in brackets.
Standard.
She said, let's leave the relationship here then, as there's no point continuing if not ready to progress to the next stage. Now we are living together, but I do feel as though he has been slightly pressured into this. I think I'm a risk taker and he is very practical, logical thinker. Any advice moving forward on this? So he said, I'm not ready. She said, let's leave it. He said, fuck it, let's move in. She now thinks that it's moved too quickly and maybe he was pressured into it.
Can be quite make or break. So I guess that's maybe what she's worried about, that it's, well, you don't want to feel like you forced someone in. You want to feel like you're meeting in the middle and you're on the same page. I think when we moved in together, it felt like a very mutual decision, didn't it? It just landed at the right time. I think we'd been dating for probably only a year.
A year. Yeah, but we'd
then there were
travelled a
also
lot.
people...
And that's usually quite a good test run for, like, you know, if you're travelling together, you're sort of attached at the hip. You're with each other. You're privy to all the bathroom stuff. You're privy to everything. So it's like, okay, we're getting an insight as to what living together might look like and feel like. Eh? Do you not think?
Yeah,
traveling together is
agreed.
like a bit of a test run.
Yeah. And also,
It's like, am I going to get bored of your chat, or is this going to be quite fun? And it's going to we might hit our first argument or friction point. And if you can roll through it on holiday, which is generally like a very positive experience, yeah.
Because there's nowhere to hide, no retreat. You can't just go back to your house and shut them out. That's why people always say never go to the Maldives with your partner. And people just say like, don't go to the Maldives in general. Because like, there's nothing to do and there's no distraction. So you're going to get bored of each other.
Pretty sure
so
Maldives
that's probably a good test.
And was it Sri Lanka?
Yeah.
Sri Lanka and Maldives was our first trip together, was it not?
Just Maldives.
No, but they were together, those trips. That was a different Louise. Yeah, they were together, yeah.
I planned it, so I should remember.
You what?
I planned it.
Oh. Yeah, that was our first trip together and we smashed it. Remember, that was the
You were
trip.
just so happy. I was like,
obviously
wheeling you out to the Maldives.
Couldn't afford a holiday before I met you, bro. Working as a PT, I was like, oh my God. There's not much left in the bank.
I think I was like your sugar mama.
Yeah, you still are my sugar mama.
I remember going to Westfield and being like, I need to get this guy some new jeans.
Yeah, you did. You took me to Gant. I was like, fuck's sake, I've never been to Gant before.
You're already swearing loads in my company.
I know, but I'm doing a
so
Scouse accent because I know you like Scousers.
Oh, that's why I liked you in the hot tub, because you spoke in a Scouse accent. Now I remember.
Yeah. That Maldives trip, that was the one where I had you up here and you looked like a little China doll. And I had that
used
really...
to do all of our...
Remember how curly my hair goes in the humid Maldivian atmosphere?
Because it rained loads at the beginning as well.
I look like a different bloke.
That was why the holiday was good for us as well, because we had to see each other looking our worst.
We were peaking.
body-wise, but like...
You had abs for days. I look like I don't know what I look like, but probably wasn't peaking.
Yeah, anyway. The good old days, guys.
Back to the question.
When is the right time to move in together? Is it too soon? Can you pressurize someone into making a decision?
The question is really just like any advice on moving forward. So they're living together. Any advice to make it sweet and make it work, basically. Relationship resolutions. Respect each other, have boundaries, figure out each other's love languages, have blue tasks and pink tasks, which is what we seem to do. Seems to be more blue than pink at the moment.
I don't know about that. Well, yeah, but because I don't even label them as tasks. I'm like the unsung women and the unsung heroes. They're the ones that just get everything done without even labeling it. The load of motherhood, hoovering 5 times a day.
Oh my God, as if you've gone there. It's just because you got given a Dyson cordless vacuum hoover for Christmas, you're now treating it like the world's best toy.
And my Shark Mini Hoover.
And yep.
I'm loaded up. I'm armed.
I actually love it. Louise is now like hoovering my car, like on the way to somewhere, and I'm like, this is epic.
Yeah, you don't. I like you with a Scouse accent in a hot tub. You like me cleaning.
Shall I? Wait, hang on.
You love me cleaning. You said the other day you were like, I've waited 10 years for this. I was hoovering in here, and then we joked that I should. One of those like I should become like a cleaner that basically.
That's not what you said.
Goes to people's houses.
You said I should be some slutty housemaid, and I was like.
Not here though. To other high net worth individuals.
So there's me like saying we should do the feet
bookings.
thing, and you're like, why don't we roll out that slutty housemaid idea? Slightly different, but let's do it.
So yeah, that's a good way basically to keep your partner wanting to live with you, is hoover a lot. If you want to put on a maid outfit, I don't think he'll be complaining about that.
No, I actually don't. Shit.
What else would... Okay, so say I've slightly coerced you into moving in with me a little bit early. What would freak you out and what would keep you around?
You just got to maintain a sense of like independence in the relationship. Like make sure that you feel okay with each other, like going out and do their own thing, whether it's a bike ride or a run or going to the coffee shop. Just give each other space. You don't have to do everything together. You don't have to be on the same schedule. Just know that you're going to come back in the evening. You don't have to cook together, but if you do, that's probably a really good, healthy thing to do. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, just because you live under the same roof doesn't mean it's like, shit, we can't escape each other. You can, and you should.
Yeah, you don't want to feel trapped.
I've been out of the house quite a lot this month, and I think that's probably contributing to how we're operating.
I think going back to the question, you've committed. The great thing is that he's moved in with you. And if he had huge reservations, then he wouldn't have done that, and he could have just said no. True. Because everyone's a free agent. Yeah. And I think you've got to like go for it and just try and really enjoy it. You can't back out now, because moving backwards in any relationship is never a good thing. And I think you can't move out and then move back in later down the line. So you kind of got what you want. Godspeed.
It's also just one of those, another one of those real world examples of a good conversation I would imagine remove any misinterpretation about this situation. If they just sat down and be like, look, here's how I feel. I feel like I've maybe pressurized this situation. Are you cool with this? Do you know what I mean? I feel
You're
like they
so
haven't...
logical. Well done. That's good advice.
It is good advice, because it's not, I think I'm going to assume it's quite new, the setup. They're living together and they're not quite sure what they're thinking and feeling. So they should just have a straight up, honest conversation. And I'm sure they'll be on the same page and they can just quash it there and then. When I moved in with you, I mean, I'll be honest, I was leaping with joy because I was like, no more rent to pay.
Oh my God, is that the only thing you were thinking?
Obviously not. I'm trying to make a joke in the situation. Mate, I moved in here where basically Sam and Tiff were living here, and you had another dude upstairs. So I was like, have I done the right thing?
You did question it?
Yeah, of course I did. I was living in an absolute like dream pad with a mate.
It's interesting because I was just living in my dream life here. So it actually, and I wasn't. It just kind of happened. Like I don't even remember sitting down and having a serious conversation with you and saying, like, please, can you move in?
I actually don't remember that either.
I think it was just an easier option for us. So it wasn't, the idea wasn't like based off of.
I don't even remember arriving with like heaps of stuff.
No, I don't think you really had any stuff.
Oh, great.
And also we didn't We didn't have to move into a new place together.
I was so cool.
I already had a base.
I just
here.
turned up with a duffel bag. Dropped it on. I'm here. Boom.
You just integrated. You assimilated.
Oh, yeah.
And the rest was history.
Have a conversation about it, peeps. I think.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. We're a little cooked right now, in a good way. Do you feel quite full of
that was a nice one.
Adrenaline?
No, because I'm not a cortisol junkie like you.
If you guys liked this episode, then please make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you listen. And also, we are available on YouTube and we launch our videos there every Sunday. If you want to watch Ryan squirm and watch all of his facial expressions when he does impressions of my family, then go and watch us there. And if you want to see some feet, Sunday. Just coming at you on your screen. Yeah, because actually they won't see the feet on the social clips on Instagram. Maybe we'll make an exception for this week. See you next week. Bye.